Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Tremaine. I'm back for another vlog, and the vlog today is about RSP weekend drill. Don't pay me no mind because I'm actually eating right now. Um, I did me like a little walk earlier, jog, run. Um, my commander, Sergeant LaCroix, he had us, since we signed up, we had to download this app. It's called Runkeeper. And within the app, you basically log all your exercises that you do, whether it's running, jogging, bicycling, any activity that you do that you can consider a workout, uh, including your push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, and all that stuff. You can either manually put it in, or you can just download the app to iPhone or your smartphone, and it'll automatically um, upload. And then the Sergeant LaCroix is able to um, review the what we have done. And each week he gives us like different challenges. And since downloading the app, each week we have to complete like 20 miles per week. 20 miles per week as our challenge. And as of today, I have 9.28 miles, I believe. So I have between now and Saturday to get the rest of my miles in to do my 20. I've been trying to do at least 2.5 to 3 miles, a little over three, each day, trying just so I can, continue to build my body up and, get the strength and endurance and everything for when I actually leave for basic. And I leave for basic training in August 21st, and I'm going to be going to South Carolina. Um, RSP. Yo, I was not ready for RSP. Like, I was not ready. I mean, it wasn't bad. I'm not gonna lie. It was fun. It was fun. It was interesting. I learned a lot. Um, I'm not gonna go into great detail of everything that was done, but I'm gonna try to cover as much as possible, at least for what I remember. And I know today's only Tuesday, but we've done so much in just those 2 days. So I'm gonna start off. So Saturday morning, woke up at, I want to say 5:15 ish. Got myself together. Had to put my uniform on, and as a matter of fact, this is the uniform here. Put my uniform on, and then from there we had to be at the facility for 6:30 and load the bus, and we were supposed to leave at about 7ish. Yeah. So once we got there, got information, signed in. I got a each squad or phase that you were in. I'm in red phase because it was my first time there. They gave me a red reflector, which I wore across my chest. And I was actually in the third squad. They went 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we had 3 squads. Yeah, we had 3 squads. I was in third squad. No, there was 4 squads. We had 4 squads. I was in the third squad. Um, and after that, we got on the bus and everything. Mind you, it's early in the morning. Sun's not even up yet. I'm tired as can be. Okay, I went to sleep like the night before at like 8 o'clock or something like that, and I was still tired. So we get on the bus. We drive all the way up to Camp Beauregard. Within like maybe 10-15 minutes, I was out. Like there was a guy on the side of me. His name was Corey Words, and we were talking, like we introduced ourselves to each other, and then I was out, he was out. When we woke up, we was at Camp Beauregard. So we get there, and you know this is all like fairly new to me. So getting there, heart's palpitating. I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I've watched videos where the second you got off that bus, they start fussing and hollering and screaming at you and everything. So when we got to Camp Beauregard, we all thought that's where we were getting down. No. How about they drive us, I don't know how many miles it was, but it was maybe at least a 10-15 minute drive out. And we drove. We went far. So when we got there, we had to get our bags. Well, actually, one of the sergeants came on the bus and said, "You have 30 seconds to get off the bus, and you just wasted 10 seconds." I said, "Oh Lord, it just got real." like literally get off the bus, grab your bags, stand in formation. Once you stand in formation, and when I say bags, I mean the overnight bag that we had, and um, I think that was it. Yeah. Well, I had two bags. Some people had one bag. Some people had a book sack. Um, I had two bags only because I need something to put my pillow in and my sheets. So after we got in formation, which was our three squads, they actually split us up again and put us into three different groups. And in those three different groups, we were going to a task area. There was task 1, task 2, and task 3. Now, I was in task 1. Task 1, I'm not going to say exactly what it was because I don't want to give it away in case anybody is going to basic at Camp Beauregard and they're going to put you in task 1 and then you're going to figure out how to do it. But I'm just going to say there was two sides. You had to get from point A to point B, and you had to climb over the wall, and there was like I would say it was like a pool of water, and they'll tell you the story once you get there, but it's like a pool of water, maybe like 4 feet deep or something like that, and you had to get across it with the supplies that they gave you. If you fail in it, then that means you die, your company dies, your battle buddies die, and you lost, so you have to start all over again. But that was that. Um, I'm not gonna, like again, I said I'm not gonna tell you exactly what happened, but um, one of the sergeants was like, the first thing you need to do is get a team captain. So here I go. I raised my hand and I said, okay, is there anybody here that would like to be team captain? So this girl, and I will never forget her face. If I'm not mistaken, her last name is Fontanet, I think. She said, well, since you spoke up, why don't you become team captain? My mouth dropped and I said, oh my God, no, she did not just do that. So, being the person that I am, I took it. I took the challenge. So immediately I just started like, brainstorming, and I got people's ideas like, what do you want to do? What's some ideas that you have with the supplies that we get to the other side. And to say my team was good, like to say the amount of people that we had on my team, we were really good, and we were coming up with several ideas. Now, I must say this though, throughout the whole time we were out there doing that task, all you could hear on the other side, because there was a wall in between each task, was badoosh, 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 badoosh. And that was people actually falling into the water. But that was from another team. And my team, neither one of us fell into the water. But I can say this, when I had got, because I was the last person to go, we went lightest to heaviest. But you do what you want. I was the last person to go, and when I got to the end, I had to jump up. And when I jump up, like what I was standing on and what was holding what I was standing on, it popped. And but I immediately grabbed onto what I needed to grab on. So the only thing that hit the water was my feet. But the sergeant said that our team passed because I was able to grab what I need to grab first before hitting the water. So that was good. Don't pay me to mind him either. And this is what I mean: baked chicken and potatoes with a little ketchup, just to give a little kick to it. So after that, mind you, it was out there for a while. It was like 9 something. I don't know, whatever time we finished that, we went, we got our MREs. Y'all, those MREs. The MRE I had was shrimp fettuccine. It was fettuccine, mushroom, and something else. I don't remember what it was in there. And then I also had some peanut butter in mine. I had a cracker. I had an energy bar. I had chocolate powder. I guess I can mix with my water. Some people had Skittles in there. Some people had tuna fish. Some people had like little miniature hamburger sandwiches and all. I'm not a person. I don't like mushrooms. I can't stand mushrooms. But I said, well, I'm gonna have to deal with it and push it. So there was some hot sauce. I took the hot sauce and I dropped it in there, and I had to do it. I ate it. So I mean, it was good with the hot sauce. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And then after that, we split up into our little groups again, and then we were at the shooting range. I can't remember what the shooting range was called, but we actually learned how to shoot the weapons, how to hold the weapons, how to aim, adjust the weapons how we need, and we actually we split off. I think we were like 5 at a time, and we went inside the building, and it was like a simulation where you're on the ground, laying down, looking, aiming, and you have to shoot the 2 targets that's on the screen, and I think it's like 15 rounds, and after that you see if you qualify or unqualified, but it really didn't. It wasn't like a qualification or anything like that. It was just to see what you can do. So out of 15 I shot 3. But hey, I did better than some people. Some people had 0. The most was 6. I had 3. Some in my group, somebody had 0, somebody had 3, which was me. 2 people had 3, one had 4, and one had 6. But there was a lot of people that said, oh, I didn't hit nothing, didn't hit nothing. But they wasn't like calibrated, because it was just like for practice and everything. Then after that, we went into the trucks. I know I'm not being technical. I'm using technical terms, Army terms. We got into the trucks, put our helmets on, and I tell you, that drive was so long. We were sitting in the back with our helmets on, with our bags, because we had to, our overnight bags, we had to take those bags and bring that with us. Dust was flying all over. I had my cap. Well, I mean, I say cap. I had my headgear. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. I had my headgear on me, just like this, the whole time. I had my headgear just like that because of the fact that I did not want to get any dust inside my lungs. And there was people that was coughing. I'm like, why don't you just put your either hand over your face or use your cap, cover yourself? But they was all inhaling that. And I mean, if you ever experienced a dust storm, that's exactly how it was. The back was open and the dust was just flying right in. So when we finally got there, we took our headgear off, and here we are at the obstacle course. Oh, the obstacle course. So, first thing we do, the rappel tower. If you don't know what the rappel tower is, YouTube it or Google it. So we all had to go through a briefing. Each station we went through a briefing. Okay. Went through our briefing, put our harness on, put our helmets on, headgear, and all that stuff. We climb up, and each time we go up a step is moving in, moving up, moving up, moving in, looking down, rappel down, looking up, and you'll learn it. They'll tell you. So Sergeant LaCroix was up there. Sergeant LaCroix asks, "Do you trust me?" And I said, "Of course, yes, I do." So he adjusts my harness and put everything on, put the rope on me, and he says, "Look over your right." When I looked over my right, my heart dropped. Like, it dropped. And he said, "I need you to hold on to the rope. You need to hold on tight in the back and hold on to the front. And I need you to slowly lean yourself back until there's a ledge that you have to put your foot on. And at that point, your back was literally parallel to the ground. And then on the count of 3, you had to push off. 1, 2, 3. I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of shaking a little bit, but I pushed off. I think I pushed off maybe 1, 2, 3 or 4 times. I pushed off until I made it to the bottom. And when I made it to the bottom, I was like, "Thank you, Jesus! I made it. I did it. Thank you." Like I was happy that I did it, and I conquered it. My sergeant asked me prior to going up. Sergeant Nicholas, he said, "How's he feel?" I said, "I'm not nervous and I'm not scared, but I can tell you, Once I got up there, I was nervous and I was scared because I didn't know. Like, if I would have let go that rope, like if I wasn't strong enough to hold myself, I probably would have fallen down. But then again, if the person down there would have pulled the rope back, he should have been able to catch me. So from that, we went over to it was I can't think of the name, but I'm gonna just say it was a rope climb where we had to climb up the tall rope. Once we get to the top, roll over, and then climb right back down. I did that. It wasn't a problem. Then we had to cross another rope bridge where there was two ropes on the side you hold on to, and then you walk. It was one little rope. You had to walk on it. That wasn't that bad. Um, then we had to do. I'm trying to think of everything that was done. We had to do over and under. It was something similar to the monkey bars, where you go over one, you go under it, you go over it, under it, without touching the ground. Um, then we had to put our hands over our head and step over some bars, like some wood, just like you're doing when you football players used to run through the tires. It was something similar to that. Then we had to swing on a rope, swing from one side to the other side without falling. We had to climb a wall, like just a bare wall with no strings or nothing. That was a low one and a high one. Then we had to jump over some. I'm gonna just say some the vaults or in the Olympics, the um the gymnasts they be dancing or doing their routines on the vault. No, it's not the vault. The balance beam. It was something like a balance beam, but we had to go over. I think like 3 or 4 balance beams, and they were different heights. Yeah, low, high, and I did it through that. On one of the obstacles, I actually hit my knee, and it hurt. It's still hurting right now. Um, then we had to go through 2 big old twills. It's like when you're. I don't know if people don't know what twill is, but it's this big old cement cylinder thing that connects from one part to the other. It's over roads and stuff like that. Usually when you go through a tunnel, like going under the tunnel, it's something similar to that. When the car passed through the tunnel. Um, and inside there were like wood, so we had to go through the wood and get through that. There was barbed wire. We had to crawl through the sand. It was like a low crawl through the sand, and there's barbed wire at the top. And the next thing we had to do a high crawl. It was no barbed wire, but it was still through the sand. Um, what else did we do? I'm trying to think of. There was some other stuff that we did. I can't remember. Can't remember what else we did. But then again, after that, we got onto we got no, we actually got back in formation, and then from formation we actually did some marches, cadences. We learned a few cadences. I was kind of nervous a little bit, kind of embarrassed because I didn't really know the cadences, and this was my first time, and I'm like, man, did I miss the boat or something? Because it seems like everybody here knows the cadences, and here I am just a deer in headlights. I don't know the cadences, but then kind of look around, and there was a few other people in red phase that didn't really know them, so I was kind of good after that. But I tell you, they say the cadences so much, like I want to say after like the third or fourth one, I started picking up on them, and then by the next day, I had them down pat. So, and then when I came home, I downloaded a few of them just so I can learn them for future reference. We marched. The marches were so long. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Marching cadences here, left, right, left, right, left, right, all that. It was fun though. It was fun. And they make it fun. When you're yelling, you're hollering, you make it fun. And then as you pass up another group, or you pass up an important building, you want to yell as loud as you can just to let them know, hey, I'm here, my squad is here, we here to show you what we got. Then I'm jumping around because I'm kind of forgetting everything that happened. So then we go into cafeteria, or we go get chow. It was actually pretty good. We had some fettuccine. Again, I had fettuccine. But this was actually good fettuccine, like somebody actually cooked. After that, we went outside, and then we got information again. We did a few more marches, some cadences, and then we actually got our bags. We got inside our barracks, and here's the thing. When we got into our barracks, they told us we had 5 minutes to put our bags in, come back outside in formation. So that's what I did. I had my bags, literally went inside. Well, actually, you had to go to your squad leader and ask them what cabin you were in. So I think our cabin was like 1013 or 1014C or something like that. And I went in there and I literally just dropped my bag on the top bunk of one of them beds and I went back outside. So at that point, they split us up. Red phase went here, white phase, green phase, gold phase, they all went to another area. Red phase, we actually sat down with another sergeant. I believe it was Sergeant Frank, and she went through different courses, classes that we need to know, which was one of the main ones was SHARPS, which is a sexual harassment awareness, and then another one was social media, things you should and shouldn't do on social media, verbal abuse, nonverbal abuse, and all that stuff. That went on, it was supposed to be 30 minutes, but it actually went on for more than 30 minutes, which was pretty good because we had a lot of feedback. After that, we actually went back inside to the barracks, and once I got inside, I went to my bunk, and I'm looking at my bunk, and I don't have no bags or nothing on there, so I'm like, oh, where's my stuff? So I look down, my bags are on the ground, so I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, why is my bags on the ground and nothing was on top of the bed? So I just grabbed my stuff and I asked no questions and I just started fixing my bunk. So then a guy came, one of my battle buddies, I don't remember his name, I know that face though, and he was like, hey dude, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm fixing my bunk. So he says, no, this is mine. I'm like, no, it isn't. This is mine. He was like, I have my stuff here. I said, your stuff is not here. I said, when I came in here, they said we had 5 minutes. I dropped my stuff on here. Nothing was here. And I went outside. It's like, well, my stuff been here. I said, well, I don't know where your stuff is, where it was. But I said, when I got here, my stuff was here. And I just continued on fixing my bunk. So he said, well, this is not going to work out. So I said, okay. I went to get on another sergeant. I think it was Sergeant Guillory. And I informed Sergeant Guillory of what was going on. And if I'm not mistaken, Sergeant Guillory said, well, whose ever bed this was, when they put this stuff here and if it's fixed, it's theirs. And I'm like, cool, it was mine. Stand your ground. So the guy got mad, and it ended up being that he couldn't find his pillow, he couldn't find his blanket, he couldn't find anything. I know I had mine because mine was like tied up to my stuff. So he ended up taking like a blanket and something from somebody else, which was the blanket, pillow stuff that they assign to you, like they give to you. And then that just caused another more commotion, and he had to go find a bed somewhere else because whoever he took from, they was looking for us. So it's like a whole domino effect. I'm not gonna get into that. You're gonna learn that. But I can tell you, whenever you do come to basic, or not basic, whenever you come to drill and it's an overnight drill, bring a padlock so you can lock your stuff. Okay, lock your stuff. Just for you, because you got some sticky fingers there. Sticky fingers. And then that was pretty much it for the night. Like, we went shower, and then went to bed. Now I must say this though. That uniform that I had on, this one here, I had this on Saturday at starting like 5:30ish. I had put it on. I didn't take this off until 8 o'clock Saturday night. We didn't have a washer. So I actually bought an extra pair of socks, thank God. The boots, the pants, the shirt, the belt, the jacket, the hat. I had to fold it up, put it nice and neat, because you can't put it hanging on your barracks. So then, you can't put it hanging on your bunk. So then, go to sleep, wake up, wake up. It was like 5 a.m. We had to be in our PT uniform. So actually, the night before, after we took our shower, we slept in our PT uniform because we need that for the next day to, actually do our PT workout with exercise. We went through like some more classes and everything like that, and then we did formation. And but actually, before we did formation, after the class, we went back inside, and you do personal hygiene, which is you gather yourself together and you um, fix your bed, or basically um, we took everything down, saved everything because we was gonna be leaving Sunday that day. But we all had to put back on the same uniform from Saturday that was all dirty and dusty and probably muddy and everything and sweaty. Because mind you, some of us that fell in the water still had that uniform on. And I didn't fall in the water, it was just my boots that was wet. But just imagine, your boots are still wet, your socks are wet, your pants are wet, muddy, or full of sand, sweaty, musty. It's just like really completely body odor. And we had to stay in there. So your body was clean from the shower after personal hygiene, but you still had to put that on. So that's like putting deodorant over your sweat, basically. It doesn't make any sense. But you had to do it. I mean, what else could you do? You didn't have a washer, and I mean, it's basic. I mean, it's preparing you for our basic because of the fact once you go to basic, I'm sure you're gonna have to do this at some point in time. There's not always gonna be a washer. You know, so so after that, we change back into our uniform. We actually get information. We go to breakfast. After breakfast, we come back, go information again. We get we do a march, which is way and cadence is way down to the front, like almost to the entrance of the campground, Camp Beauregard. And we go to a museum. We learn about different ships and tanks and craft. And after that, we march back. And then once we march back, we actually we get some MREs. But this time the MREs wasn't an MRE. It was like actual food, like chicken sandwiches, soda, milk, and all that stuff. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Actually, I had a ham sandwich, so it was good. And then after that, we got back in formation, um, and then we loaded the bus and we came back home. A few things that I can give pointers on if you're going to drill or you're going to basic or an RSP. Um, An RSP stands for Recruitment Sustainment Program. I should have said this in the beginning, but yeah, is if anybody like a sergeant, drill sergeant, or anybody else higher, than you in your rank, then they say, get information. You have such and such seconds, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, or 5, 4, 3, 2. The second they say get information, get up and go. Get up and go. Don't wait until they start counting because you had already wasted 5 seconds. And a rule of thumb, like if you're going to drill and you're in like different squads, the best thing to do is like raise up, like if you're in squad one, raise up squad one, squad two, two, three, three, four, four, just raise it up just so you can have communication. And that's like a nonverbal communication, especially if they don't want you to speak. So I was in squad three, so we had our 3 fingers up, three, three. So that way we knew and was information. Stand at attention when it's information, or unless they say parade rest at ease, whatever they want. Listen, do what you're told. Don't be the one that is going to volunteer for everything. I mean, it's good to volunteer for everything, but make sure you volunteer for the right thing. We had some people that volunteer for something, next thing you know, they ended up smoking. Several people got smoked this past weekend, and my squad didn't get smoked that much, but I mean, the good have to suffer the bad, so we had to actually get down and do push-ups and sit-ups and this that. But it wasn't that bad. But it was a good learning process. I must say that it was fun. It was good team building. Develop a good rapport with my battle buddies, my squad. Um, yeah. I can say this though. Whenever you do go to like a basic or drilling, try your best to interact with people, and you may not know them, but the best thing to do is say hello, how you doing? I'm Tremainer, or if you want to go by last name, I'm Rocion. Specialist Rocion, or whatever, private A, private B, specialist A, specialist B. You just introduce yourself, because these people are actually going to be the people who will actually be with you, probably in battle if y'all go to the same unit or you be deployed together or something like that. Um, and like they said as an example, you want to be friends with that person, because what if y'all are deployed together and y'all actually battle buddies in the field, and there's somebody that y'all gonna have to protect each other, and if there's a sniper over there or somebody that's shooting, will you protect that person, or will you be that person, be like, oh, just go ahead, you can, you're gonna protect them, or you're gonna let them die, and as a battle buddy, a good battle buddy, you'll protect and serve. um I think I touched on everything. I hope I touched on everything. I actually, like I said in the beginning, I was doing a little run earlier. I did, I think, a little over 2 miles today, so that's pretty good. I'm kind of tired. I'm about to start some sit-ups. I'll do a little push-ups here and there. I'll take a bath, call it a night. Um, if anybody has any comments, feel free to comment, like, subscribe to my little button down here, I think, or here, wherever it's at, somewhere. Follow me on Instagram. I believe my Instagram is at Tremainer. Rossian, I think it is. I think so. I'll put it up here. Or if I don't put it up here, I'll put it in the comments. But yeah, like, follow, subscribe, share. Any questions, feel free to ask below. And I'll see you soon.